Breaking news, Nigerians. Tension in ASOROCK as Nigerians intensify campaign to strip President Tinubu of powers over INEC and Judiciary. Since last month, when a new national coalition, Save Democracy, Mega Alliance 2027, launched a campaign to amend Nigerians' constitution to remove the president's authority over the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and the state governors' power over the state independent electoral commissions. Quite a number of Nigerians have applauded the move. The coalition is also pushing for amendments in the constitution to equally remove the president's powers over the judiciary, particularly in the appointment of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the CJN, as well as that of the Chief Judge of States in the states of state governors. Before the group launched the campaign, there had been calls from several quarters to remove the powers to appoint the heads of the electoral body and judiciary arm of the government from the president. The argument behind the call is that such practice does not guarantee the full independence of both the electoral body and the judiciary, because he who pays the piper dictates the tune. The coalition is also arguing along the same line as it insisted that removing such powers from the president would prevent executive influence in the electoral and judiciary systems by transferring the power to appoint heads of the two institutions to a new independent body to be set up thereafter. Speaking at a briefing in Abuja recently, the coalition spokesperson, Tony Akinele-Moyin, announced that the coalition would formally launch the campaign across all states, culminating in the Booth campaign finale in Abuja. He tied the SDMA, that's Admiral 27's focus on two main constitutional amendments: stripping the president and governors of their powers to appoint INEC and judiciary heads, and transferring these responsibilities to a body of non-partisan and integrity-vetted Nigerians. So the coalition, which has been endorsed by prominent leaders and pro-democracy groups across the country, has also garnered support from Professor Pat Utomi, a respected political economist. Utomi, who has described the movement as a significant milestone for Nigeria's democracy since 1999, equally referred the Justice or Wise Electoral Reforms report as the most appreciated point to start from. According to him, the report also recommended executive appointment reforms for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and the judiciary, as insinuating the institutions from executive influence would foster fair elections and improve governance. Coalition outlined a 3-point plan, including mobilizing national consensus across political, religious, and civil society networks to create a unified demand for constitutional reforms. The group's target is to build momentum for a national conference, to formally propose the amendments and to lobby both the national and state assemblies to strip the executive of its overbearing influence on the INEC and the judiciary. So the step, according to the group, is to forestall the recurrence of the ugly incident that characterized the 2023 elections in 2027. It warned that without the reforms, the 2027 elections would likely be a rehearsal of past electoral manipulations. So the group invoked Reverend Martin Luther King's genuine words on the need for organized resistance, urging Nigerians to prepare for what they described as a national emergency to restore Nigeria's democracy. Commenting on the development, the president of the Middle Belt Forum, MBF, Dr. Pogo Brutus, told Daily Post that it is not necessarily about who appoints, but most importantly about who fires. He noted that in addition to whom fires, the institution must be strengthened such that who appoints or fires does not matter, much as such a person would always be guided and put under check by such a strong institution in place. So he said, the truth about the matter in Nigeria is not even about who appoints the head of the electoral body or the judiciary, but who fires who. Yes, who fires who matters to some extent. If the president can appoint, but he has no powers to fire or to remove, that might solve the problem. It is the fear of being fired if you are not doing what they want. If you are not to do what they want, that make them to do what they do, rather than just because you appoint them. Because even if you appoint somebody and you don't cross his emblems, and he does not fear that if he does not do what you want him to do, he might be fired, then he will not be obligated to do what you want him to do. So it does not necessarily matter who appoints, who puts who fires who. Secondly, the institution has to be strengthened to the level that people will even fear to do the wrong thing. For instance, in China, they have a rule that one can lose his life, even in some common things we call gratifications here, not even talk of the real bribery. If judges, the INEC boss, or any other person knows that if he does the wrong thing and it is traced that he can lose his life, he will not compromise. So no matter the amount of money that is involved, that checks and balance can help them always away from doing the wrong thing and force them to do the right thing, he said. So guys, Nigerians are still asking, Nigerian government, they call it reforms, you understand, in the situation whereby the president will not have power over the electoral body, the judiciary body, and all that. Okay, so by then, if that happens, we should be able to be talking about free and fair election, because whosoever that was hired, will not be answerable to the president. So he will do the needful. So guys, I'm dropping it here. Kindly drop your comments below the comment section.